What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mike Foster Outdoors. Today we're going to be talking about A-rigs, or Alabama rigs, chandeliers, whatever you want to call it. This bite's going to be turning on here real soon around home up here in Indiana, and probably from where some of you guys are at, it's probably putting some fish in the boat already down south. But first off, I want to say congratulations to Tim out of Georgia. He was the winner for the $100 bait giveaway. I'm going to get his baits in the mail to him tomorrow. And if you're watching this, congrats again, Tim. Alright, back to this Alabama rig. I'm here behind the house at our little strip pit back here. The water's up a little bit. But so this bait here can be super deadly, and when they're on it, if you're not throwing an Alabama rig, you're probably not gonna be in the top 3, in my opinion. I've just seen it on some lakes around here where nothing will outfish it. We had a tournament last year in April in a lake in northern Indiana. The water was like, I believe it's somewhere around 46 to 48 degree water temp, and we had 35 keepers or so that day. I'll drop a link here in the video somewhere, or maybe up here, for that, so you can click on that and see some of that footage if you want. But anyways, on the Alabama rig, you need to check with your state wherever you're at. Depending on the state laws, they have different regulations. Here in Indiana, we're only allowed to have 3 baits that have hooks. As you can see right here, I got this rigged up. Some guys will put dummy baits on there. For instance, you could put a bait here or here, or you could put one here or here. But I choose to put more blades instead of the dummy baits. I just feel like if I got a bait on there, I want it to have a hook in it, so they're not going to be hitting at a bait without a hook. Plus the blades give a little bit more flash, and I think that helps attract them a little bit as well. That one that I caught so many fish on last April up in northern Indiana, I did a little modifications on it. I'm no pro at this by any means, but I do know a few little tricks, and I just wanted to share that with you guys to maybe I can help some of you out that are new to throwing an Alabama rig. This one right here is the Hawg Farmer, called the Harvester rig. I got a couple more here in my back pocket, different ones. Hawg Farmer makes really good Alabama rigs, and I'll drop a link as well down in the description for the Hawg Farmer bait company. This one here is called the Mop rig. Here's a tour grade, Strike King tour grade. That's the actual one that I used last year for our tournament, and these are they're pretty reasonably priced. I think you can get them for like 12 bucks or something, and it's just a 5-wire. Got this nice little holder. So anyways, I'm gonna make a few casts with this thing and show you guys some of the action and a couple little things that I do to give it a little bit better look, maybe get you a few more strikes and whatnot. So let's make us a cast. So anyways, guys, a few more things I want to tell you. Sometimes, and I think it's pretty important actually most of the time, you want your tube baits to be similar, but your back bait, you want something different about it. I just got like some white pearl with the little silver flake in these two, and then this back one's like a Tennessee shad. They'll key in on that back one first, and if it's different, they'll actually maybe commit to that back bait a little bit better. Another thing that's important is when you get it around a dock piling or a piece of wood or lay down or something that's different, you can see where I popped it a little bit in the footage there underwater, where all those blades will flash and jump like a school of minnows that's kind of running tight together, a little school of shad, and it'll jump around. And that little pop or twitch when it's by a high percentage spot, they'll come unglued on it sometimes. So that's another key thing to remember. When you are looking to purchase an A-rig, you want to make sure you get one that's got high quality components. Hog farmers are really well made, and their snaps and their swivels, they're all high grade material and components, so that's something that's very important. As far as a rod and line that I like to use, if I'm fishing clear water, I'll normally throw it on like 20-pound fluorocarbon. If I know there's not a lot of real nasty, gnarly hang-ups and stuff. These are kind of pricey if you lose one. Time you get all your jig heads and your swim baits and the rig itself. But also, if the water's more stained, then I'll go ahead and throw it on like a 50-pound braid or something. That way you know you're probably going to straighten your hook out and get your bait back if you get hung up on something. But in the clear water, I like to use at least a 20-pound fluorocarbon. I like to use a stiffer rod. This one right here is a Dixie Custom 7.7 meat stick, and I would recommend to use a stiff rod. I think there's some places that also make a glass rod for the Alabama rig, which I know some guys like them. It's just like crankbait rods. Some guys like a glass rod, some guys like a composite rod. So it's just your own choice on that. But for me, I use like somewhere around a 7.6 heavy for the most part, and then I just use like a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio reel. Here's a tip as well, guys, for Alabama rig. Helps with the storage part of it, I should say. I got this from a buddy of mine, Mark. Show you what we're doing here. Set this aside. So these things are a pain in the butt to keep them all tight, all the wires and stuff. So you can take and just kind of fold your wires down like that, and then I got like a 3/4 inch O-ring. Just slide it over everything. Keep working it down. And this really is a big help if you're trying to keep them compact for your box. So anyways, just slide that O-ring down on there like so, and now it's way more streamlined. And then when you want to tie it back on, you can slip that back over the top, get it out of your box. Or if you wanted to put this O-ring on from the back, it's a little bit more difficult, but you could leave it tied on and then just bring your baits and stuff through that O-ring. But the easiest way is to take it from the top down once you untie it, put it back in your box. So hope that helps as a little tackle tip as well to store it a lot easier. But if you don't have any or haven't tried an Alabama rig, I personally would recommend getting out there and throwing it around a little bit, especially on, like, if you got a little honey hole pond or something and they haven't seen it before. You'll have a ball, and it does some damage early in the year when that water's still cold. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps some of you out. Hope you learned a new little trick here. Again, I'll have put the link down in the description for Hog Farmer, so you guys can check out some of their A-rigs. And thanks for following along with the channel. Slowly climbing, growing a little bit, still having a blast. I have 2 more giveaways coming up soon with I got some bait giveaways, autographed baits from Scott Martin and Brian Latimer. So keep an eye out for them. I'm just going to attach the giveaways with a little bit of seminar footage. Each of them did a seminar over at the Columbus Fishing Expo, and I recorded that. So anyways, guys, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button, give me a follow, turn the notification bell on, and that'll let you know when I upload stuff. Normally in the summer I upload one about every week. In wintertime I try to stay on that pattern, but I'm a little bit behind on that. But until next time, guys, tight lines on the water. Thank you.